What's up, all y'all trickly bastards, and welcome back to It's 1700 Somewhere. As always, I'm Athen.
I'm Cameron. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, next week. Apparently, our other co host got injured, so we are going to have to wait for her recovery to come back to the show. So, give her some thoughts and prayers, and hopefully, she'll be able to come back next week. Of course, Mickey's got to be first.
Of course, Mickey's got to be first.
Yeah, look in the comments. First! He's so excited to be here today.
Sorry, I'm doing chairs right now, so.
No. But so I will go ahead and get going with that. So I'm gonna start by making fun of California this morning. We're gonna hold off a little bit on making fun of Florida to start us off. California, as we know, has been just chaotic, and I thought this was absolutely hilarious to add to the chaos. Because now the California firefighters have to avoid a bull while taming flames. So there is a bull that was antagonizing firefighters while they're trying to combat the burning forests.
Oh, wow.
Ventura County Fire Department captured the moment while attempting to quell the flames of a lake fire, with the bull charging down the road as firefighters scrambled to get out of its way. The big bulled horn, called Ferdinand in the tweet, slows to a trot as it passes the firefighters who are sitting safely inside their trucks. Ferdinand the bull wasn't clowning around when he was chasing firefighters down the road, the tweet read. Crews were clearing the road so the engines could get to clearing when they were chased out. The department said that no one was injured. The name Ferdinand is likely a reference to the children's book of the same bull who would rather smell flowers than fight in a ring. Dealing with the lake fire has been more of a problem than facing down with the bull, authorities saying that the fire is just 12% contained. Bone-dry vegetation fueled 3 wildfires near Los Angeles on Friday amid multiple warnings that the new blazes could erupt as temperatures spiked and humidity dropped during a statewide heat wave.
During a statewide heat wave, huh?
Yeah. So, how do you go about? Because if I'm getting chased down by a bull, if I'm trying to do my job, I'm having steak for dinner.
I mean,
I'm trying to do my job. You being an asshole, like, you let me do my job, everything's going to be better.
The thing is, well, I guess the rancher's probably not going to care too much. Well, I'm sure they'll care, but I don't know. That's an interesting one because there would probably be laws against killing it and all that stuff, I would think, especially in California.
It is California. I mean, I can imagine the rancher would be upset, especially if it were a breeding bull, because those bastards go for a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But there's really only 2 options. Let the bull be an asshole and delay firefighting efforts. Deal with the animal. Now, of course, there is a more humane way, tranquilizer darts and shit like that. But now you've got to wait for
barbecue.
Yeah, you've got to wait for somebody to come out with train darts, put enough in the bull to put him to sleep, and then drag his ass to safety. And we're talking about 1,000+ pound animal you're having to drag out. So now you also have to get some kind of vehicle, most likely a tow truck, back there to grab his ass, get him the hell out of there. So it just delays everything.
It'd be a hell of a cup of bull bean juice is expensive. Oh.
I mean, the fire's already going. I think it's just easier to put them down and start roasting right there. Like, yeah, we'll deal with the fire in a second. Just getting lunch on first. don't even have to do nothing. I mean, you don't need to go get charcoal. You don't need to go worry about getting the grill. You just throw them right next to the hot spot, let them roast for a little bit, and you can just go at it right there. Just have somebody bring out some seasoning and barbecue sauce or A1, whatever you want. There you go.
Shay's in the comments. She said, "Miss you guys."
You'll be
Mickey,
back next week.
he said, "Technically, you're having 1,500 or 2,000 pounds of pot roast for dinner." Stefan Brugman says, "What's up?"
It's true. Oh, you bet. Oh, he's eating. Thought he threw up on the fucking carpet again.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't even really have to, because you already got the fire going. You just put it down and let it.
There's the heat. There's the meat. Ta-da!
So,
although that would piss off a lot of vegans and vegetarians. A lot. Why couldn't you rescue that bull? Why are you such animals? Well, it was tasty if that helps. I got some leftovers. You want some?
That's down in Ventura County also.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's mostly oaks down there.
Just saying. That's my go-to. I'd be eating them. If I got I mean, put yourself in their shoes. They're trying to do their job. They look over their shoulder. Holy shit, big ass animal coming at me. Let me jump out of the way real quick. What the hell, dude?
Elderberry, alder, willow, oak, cherry, willow, walnut, mesquite, elderberry, willow, cottonwood, shining willow, yellow willow. Mostly willows out there in Ventura County, but there are a few oaks.
I heard some cherry and mesquite, and that's all I really need.
Walnut, too, is a good one. Elderberry, since it's a fruit tree, I'd assume probably. So, but yeah, I mean, you got the wood that's already burning that would be good for, barbecue and all that stuff. So
waste not, want not.
Right?
I mean, that's a lot of tasty meat, man.
Mm-hmm. Feed the whole crew out there.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are running crazy, like 18+ hour shifts right now, trying to put fires down, running all week long, no days off. They're getting naps when they can. I mean, I'm going to be hungry. And there's quite clearly a very easy option literally right in front of me to where we don't have to send anybody to go get more food. We just got to do one little thing and then wait about 2 hours.
Right?
Why aren't y'all fighting the fire? Oh, we're using it right now. What do you mean you're using it right now? We're using it right now.
Just drive it into the fire. Let that take care of everything.
Yeah. We just need it to burn for a little bit. It's okay. We're doing our job. Don't worry about it. We're fighting around where we're needing it.
Plus, it's steak, so you can eat it rare. just got to get a nice sear on it.
When you just want to run up and bite the meat off a bull, there's your opportunity right there. For all my blue steak and rare steak loving people right there. Boom. You can run up and bite the bull.
Grab the bull by the horns, as they say.
Yeah. Man, this forehead tastes great. That's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You can't let that pass you up. You can't. No other being is going to get that opportunity like y'all have right now. It's just do it. Just do it. But speaking of crazy animals, a monkey stole COVID-19 blood samples from a lab technician in India.
Really?
Yeah. Monkey attacked a lab technician on campus of medical school in India and ran away with blood samples from 3 patients infected with COVID-19. So now it's animal warfare. Now we're having, because in California and Colorado, they just had animals in Colorado as squirrels. I can't remember what was in California, but some of their animals are testing positive for the bubonic plague.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, so thanks, China. Just bringing back everything.
The bubonic plague comes from fleas, though. So
Yep, fleas that are usually on gophers or groundhogs. I think it's
thought it was
groundhogs.
rats.
And now it used to be rats. That was during the medieval times, but since we've become more adept at dealing with rat problems, they've gone out to yes, there's fleas everywhere, but it's more of a like the only area we had known that the bubonic plague was still active was on I think it was groundhogs.
Okay. So Dean said, plot twist, it's a monkey from The Hangover.
Oh Jesus. That's the one monkey that you really don't want having anything like this. That's a really bad monkey to have dangerous shit like this. Just saying. But the Rob lab technician, meanwhile, took video with his phone of the incident after snatching the samples and other medical items. The video reveals that the monkey climbed up the tree. The video, which was shared on social media, also shows the animal gnawing on what looks like surgical gloves. The incident took place several days ago at the government-run Lajput Rai Memorial. God, what? I gotta stop finding foreign stories. America's already weird enough. Like, let me find some shit that I can actually read.
Right.
But in the Memorial Medical Center in Uttar Pradesh, funny part is I actually have like the red dot India is racist as hell, but that's the differentiation. But I have one of my coworkers is, so I could probably ask her how to actually read this, but that would probably be really bad because I hate first shift with passion. But it's in northern India, and authorities made their first official statement on May 29th, according to NDTV. Local residents are concerned that the incident could increase the risk of COVID-19 transmission, first to other monkeys and then to humans. To date, there are over 7,000 cases confirmed in Uttar Pradesh. Indeed, evidence suggests that humans can infect some animals with SARS-CoV-2, the novel coronavirus that causes the COVID-19 disease. In April, 5 tigers and 3 lions at the Bronx Zoo in New York tested positive for the coronavirus. They were infected with asymptomatic staff person, according to the Wildlife Conservation Society. 2 pet cats and a pet dog in the U.S. have also tested positive for the coronavirus, which they likely tracked from people, contracted from people. Positive. However, the monkey snatched blood samples and not throat or tongue swabs from infected patients. These blood samples were taken from COVID-19 patients during routine treatment. Dr. Garg said, he added that there is no evidence that monkeys or animal can catch coronavirus through contact with blood from infected people. Instead, the coronavirus is primarily spread through contaminated respiratory droplets and possibly through aerosol-containing viral particles. An inquiry about the monkey incident is currently underway. Authorities with the medical college have asked the technician to explain in writing how he was overpowered by a monkey and why he responded to this theft by filming the thief rather than immediately notifying hospitals.
Right. And then Dean asked a question over there. He was asking, how did a monkey get into a government-run lab anyways?
Honestly, it looks like he was outside. I wish I would have found this earlier because I could have gotten this sent over to our production manager. And it looks like he was outside when this incident happened. So he was probably on lunch, having a smoke. I don't know. It does not explain that.
Snagged it.
Don't share your heroin needles. Dean Cerny says Dr. Fauci be like, don't share your heroin needles with monkeys. Wear your mask. That's accurate, Dean. Because Dr. Fauci is retarded and just lies like no tomorrow. I mean, we know all of them lie. We're not going to get it. Now we can make fun of Florida. Now we can make fun of Florida. Where's Nico? Nico needs to be in here to watch me make fun of Florida.
Well, we got Stefan Brusman also. He's from Florida.
Huh, that's fair. So our first Florida man story is actually a Florida woman story. That's right. A Florida woman was arrested after urinating in front of a deputy and then offered to go down on him. She looks like she might be attractive, but in her mugshot, she also looks like a caveman.
Yeah. Well, that tends to happen
to Florida people in general.
Well, that and I'm assuming she was probably pretty drunk, and then
we're gonna find out.
Had a rough night, crying and stuff like that. That's a mugshot. Those typically tend to be the best pictures you have taken.
No, not at all. You get that. If you want to check out the mugshot, you can there. Where is Nico? There he is. So, Leesburg, Florida, a young woman who could have gotten a ride home found herself behind bars with a felony charge after she urinated in front of a deputy and attempted to bribe him. Actually, on that note, there is one state that is currently trying to make, I can't remember what one it was, but there is one state that is trying to make sexual favors for police officers legal. I wish I would have remembered that earlier. Athen, while I read this out, will you mind looking that up for me?
Look what up?
What state it is that's trying to legalize sexual favors for police officers.
Okay.
When Lake County deputies discovered a young woman sitting in the median of US 27 in Leesburg around 2 a.m., they offered to sit with her until someone could pick her up. Madison Ann Bryant, 19 years old, told deputies she had exited a nearby truck after arguing with her boyfriend about relationship issues. While waiting for a ride, Bryant told the deputy that she had to urinate and that she intended to do so on the side of the road. Deputy instructed her not to and offered to drive her to a nearby gas station. Bryant, who was heavily intoxicated, did not want to wait. Instead, she pulled down her pants and, while holding onto the push bars of the patrol vehicle, began to urinate as traffic was passing by. As she was peeing, a Leesburg police officer who was at the scene walked away. When Bryant was finished, she pulled her pants up, at which time she was placed in handcuffs. On the way to the Lake County Jail, Bryant began to repeatedly ask for her Juul, a vaping device that the deputy had confiscated from her, but the deputy refused. She stated that she needed it for her anxiety. Bryant then asked the deputy if he was married and had children. When the deputy answered, Bryant said, "I'm not trying to fuck that up. I will suck your dick if you give me back my Juul." So she's not even trying to get her freedom.
She's
just wanting some nicotine or THC or CBD, whatever the hell's in her Juul. Don't know. But that's some desperation. Hey, give me my vape, I'll suck that dick.
Dean says give her Athens number and address. So I looked that up. Apparently it's not states that are trying to legalize it. It is there's a couple states that are trying to make it illegal because apparently it is not illegal for in most states in America for cops to have sex with people in their custody.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So because I looked it up, but there's multiple sources that state it. But it is not illegal in most states for a cop to be able to have consensual sex with someone in their custody.
But apparently you can still get charged with attempted bribing a public servant if he doesn't want it.
Yeah, if he's an honest individual, I suppose so. But
So
she wasn't even trying to get him to let her go. She just wanted her fucking jewel. It was like, all right, I guess I'm getting a blowjob.
shit, that's all I gotta do. Yeah, let's go behind that gas station real quick.
So Mike Wilk says, afternoon or evening, y'all. What's up? It is afternoon for me and almost evening for Cameron over there.
Nope, it's 5 o'clock here.
It is only 3 o'clock here.
Lucky you. Now, continuing on with our crazy animals, of course, there has to be one with the Florida man. Actually, there might be two. I just found another story about another Florida man. Not two more stories with Florida man and animals, and one of them looks a little crazy. But this Florida man, I don't know. This one might take the cake, Athen. This one might be our craziest Florida man story we have ever had.
Really?
Yeah, because we've had a lot, ladies and gentlemen. We've covered Florida man left and right, but this one, I saw this article when I woke up, and I don't know. This Florida man was charged with picking magic mushrooms while carrying an alligator.
Picking magic mushrooms while carrying an alligator. Something tells me
this is a character from a video game where you get side quests. Like,
right?
This is shit that should not happen. Was the gator on LSD or mushrooms as well? Like, how the hell are you carrying a gator and picking magic mushrooms? Like, that dude's got so much alpha energy flowing off of him, you should have just left him to continue picking his mushrooms.
He probably already eaten some mushrooms and thought it was a puppy or something.
That's the only thing. Oh, puppy! And the gator was probably eating mushrooms and was like, I'm cool with this. Whatever.
Yeah, the gator just chilling. He's probably feeding some to the gator too. Like, here you go. And the gator's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree, because there is one place that has a sign. I never knew where. It was just a photo of it, but there's a sign posted: "Do not feed hallucinogenic drugs to the gators." This is probably the guy that made that sign
necessary.
Like, how?
It was a motherfucking dragon. Damn it.
He was chasing a dragon and won.
Not hallucinogenic to the gators. Goose is in.
But unfortunately for our article, that's all it has. It doesn't actually give us any comments about it.
Any more detail?
But that's his headline. So, unfortunately for our craziest story, we'll have to wait for something else to come out. Until that point in time, Florida man, keep being you.
Keep being you. Keep being Florida man, Florida man.
Keep giving us our stories. Yep, I've got two more really weird Florida man stories. Why? So our next Florida man story, Palm Bay, Florida. Palm Bay arrested a man at Papa John's. So this dude was, I guess, getting pizza and thought a little bit of puppy love was necessary.
Uh-oh.
Now, this Florida man was arrested in West Melbourne after he was accused of having sex with the family dog.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like somebody that would do this, too. His mugshots. He's got the creepy pedo stash rocking hard. He's got the creepy pedo stash on lock, man. Let me tell you about it. Florida man, the video game. Yeah, we need to patent that, Dean.
Florida man, the video game.
Go hump a dog, go get magic mushrooms, chase a dragon, catch a dragon, carry him around, continue picking magic mushrooms. There you go. Mugshot posted into the comments. Awesome.
Mhm.
According to the reports, Joshua Warbecky, 23 years old, has been accused of having sexual intercourse with the family dog for months. Honestly, this is a guy that I don't think could get a normal woman. So, desperate times, maybe. I don't know. It's I don't have that desire because I'm not that crazy. Family members became suspicious after the German Shepherd began showing signs of abuse. Family said the dog became skittish around others and was not like that to be scared around the family. According to the reports, the dog developed a limp. Reports indicated that the homeowners eventually checked the video surveillance, revealing that he was having sex with the dog on more than one occasion. Warbecky was charged with animal cruelty and performing sexual acts with an animal. He was released with a $2,500 bond. The dog's name is being withheld for its protection.
So, is this his family?
Yes.
So, how did. So many questions. First of all, they called the police on him, apparently. I'm assuming his
Yeah.
family. So, if his family are the reason he got arrested, I'm not assuming this guy has, $2,500 laying around.
No. If he's doing this in a Papa John's parking lot,
I just gotta wonder who posted his bail then. Like, I couldn't see family members having you arrested and then posting your bail.
Yeah. Now, on that, Florida has done it again. In Citra, Florida, a man was arrested on Monday after a witness reported that she saw him mounting a horse. And I do not mean riding a horse like you would ride a horse normally. He was. How do you. Oh, Lord. This Citra man was reported for having sex with that horse. So, according to Marion County detectives, other witnesses came forward during the investigation. During questioning, Nicholas Anthony Sardo admitted to having sex with the horse multiple times. Like, this is some Letterkenny shit. Like, how did you catch the horse? How did that horse allow you to? Because I imagine that horse just kicking the, living hell out of you.
Punt.
Yeah. That's probably what happened. The horse probably kicked him in the head hard enough. And he was like, hey, man, I can come back for more.
Right. So he was having sex with the horse.
Mm-hmm. Sardo stated that he had sex with the horse at least 4 times within a week. According to the arrest affidavit, Sardo used a condom each time because he did not want to catch a disease from the horse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So at least he's being safe.
Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Damn it, Johnny, not that much whiskey. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how it works. The condom isn't going to...
He's being held on a $400 bond.
Oh, only $400?
Apparently, it's also a family horse, so the horse probably trusted him. And a man and a horse, I mean, there's a size difference there, so the horse probably wasn't feeling much.
I would assume not, but I'm just like, what? Why? Like, what's possessing these people to diddle animals? Dude, like, I
don't know, but we got another creeper. Unfortunately, this one's not from Florida. This one comes from my mom's home state.
Talking the horse.
This one comes from Michigan. Apparently, Michigan's going Florida.
Michigan's going Florida?
Michigan's going Florida. Garden City, Michigan. Michigan Humane Society, after a 2-year investigation, was finally able to bring charges against the man they say posted an ad to have sex with dogs. 2018, the investigation began. investigators received a complaint about the ad that was posted on Craigslist by Jacob Peltz. The ad read, "Seeking sex with dogs." So he wasn't even trying to hide it. Humane Society investigator Elise Ramsey said, "Truly, we are on this case from the complaint. From then until now, over 2 years that we were working on this investigation." While undercover, Ramsey answered the ad. She said the investigation exposed sickening evidence, which led to investigators to Peltz's home. According to reports, when police arrived at the scene, they found an injured rabbit that Peltz had been experimenting with.
The fuck?
That's right, but little Bunny Foo-Foo went from being a puppet to being a different puppet. One goes on your hand, the other one went somewhere wrong.
Dean Cerny says, "What the fuck was there to investigate for 2 years?"
Peltz, who had a job working with animals, was charged with using a computer to commit a crime, crimes against nature and sodomy, and animal cruelty. Peltz has been ordered not to have contact with the rabbit or any other animals. He is slated for his September this month. He could face 20 years in prison if convicted.
I'm with Dean here. What the fuck was there to investigate for 2 years?
I don't know.
Fucking. And
2 years is an excessive amount of time when you've already got him for posting a Craigslist ad, seeking sex with a dog. Like, there's what you need right there. Like, that's it. You're done. You're going away. Bye-bye.
this dude is just a generally fucked up human too. Like he's obvious. Like I'm completely at a loss here.
I don't know how they found the rabbit alive, because there's a size difference between a horse and a rabbit. The horse, I ain't worried about getting injured by a human penis. A bunny? Yeah. Yeah, there's some big bunnies, but still, like, there's only so much room inside a body.
You know, not all dudes are the same though. So maybe.
Oh Lord.
So we got I'm assuming it's Goose over there commenting from the main area saying animals don't talk. I guess that's a good reason for the 2-year investigation.
Yeah, but an animal can bite your penis off. Like, that's what I want to see. I fondled around with a gator that bit my dick off.
Easter Bunny's ex-wife. I mean, I'm like,
hey man, Easter Bunny's got to make eggs somehow.
I mean, it must have been because a bunny can kick pretty hard. And, they do bite also, and they got them, rodent teeth. So, like, how did he not get, was the bunny just like, okay, sure?
I doubt it. Like, even if you're below average, that's still like 4 inches of ouch for a rabbit.
half the total body length.
Nico finally made it. Nico, we got done making fun of Florida for a little bit. You missed it. Y'all got some sick and twisted sons of bitches there, Nico. Now, I'm going to make fun of some of our anime fans here. I'm one of them.
Bunny. Oh, Dean asked me, how do I know bunnies kick hard? I used to have a bunny.
What were you doing with that bunny, Athen?
I was doing nothing unscrupulous to the bunny. That is one thing for certain.
I don't know. Florida man might have another story. It's a disease. COVID-19 is not the problem. Florida man disease is.
Yeah, right?
It's already hit Michigan. Now, there is a TV show, an anime show, where they have, it's like Psychopaths or something, where they have a way to detect criminals before they commit their crimes, and they put them down.
Nico in the comments said, "Whenever you hear about Florida, man, rest assured it's about me."
So you just got busted for humping a dog, a horse, picking magic mushrooms with a gator. Damn, Nico, you've been busy this week.
You've been loving the animals this week, dude.
Shame on you. But as I was saying, the show had a way to detect criminals before they committed their crimes. Now I see pushing criminals to actually commit their crimes more aggressively. However, this is not a TV show. A Florida sheriff created an algorithm to predict who would commit crimes, then had cops harass them. That's not committing crimes. That's getting harassed into basically, again, the U.S. Constitution does protect you from unlawful kidnapping, meaning if a police officer attempts to unlawfully arrest you, you are well within your rights to defend yourself up to and including taking that police officer's life. Now, it's usually just easier and smarter to take it, go to jail, get arrested, get booked, get bailed, and go to court and sue the piss out of that city. And you're going to get paid that way. But, and unfortunately, I know people that live in this area, the Tampa Times released a multi-part investigation detailing how a Florida sheriff created a predictive algorithm to identify people who would supposedly commit crimes in the future. They then sent deputies to their homes to look for excuses to fine or arrest them. So you're already breaking and entering, you're harassing public people and private properties. This is getting worse and worse. Pasco County Sheriff Chris Nacco took office in 2011 with a bold plan to create a cutting-edge intelligence program that could stop crime before it happened. This was reported by Kathleen McGregory, McGrory, McGrory, and Neil Betty. The department created a 30-person intelligence department and devised an algorithm to predict who is likely to commit crimes in the future. But the machine Nacco built, I think, there's another show that made fun of shit like this. Futurama made fun of this.
There was actually a movie with Tom Cruise in it that was about this.
So yeah, we've had a couple different things that have made fun of this. But the machine Nacco had built turned into a system of organized harassment. Deputies swarmed homes in the middle of the night. Again, stupid idea, breaking into homes in the middle. If you want to come and talk to me, you better come talk to me while I'm awake. Because if I'm half asleep and you're banging on my door like a monster,
without any evidence that any crimes were committed other than
crimes are going to be committed. Mm-hmm.
Well, but I'm just saying, without the only evidence or anything that they have, like suggesting a crime existed, was the fact that they had this algorithm that says, "Hey, this person's probably going to commit a crime," and
right.
then.
And just because they're probably going to commit a crime does not mean they're going to commit that crime immediately. That does not mean they have committed a crime. So you have no grounds to go and harass them yet.
But this algorithm doesn't have it. It's like it can't be relied upon for this information, because the only thing I could see is how this algorithm works is going and it's like effectively profiling an individual. It's like, okay, so this person has committed crimes and there are these kinds of crimes and they tend to do it this often, or that kind of thing, and it just the laws of averages saying, okay, so there's a chance that within this amount of time this person's going to commit probably this kind of crime.
But the only thing you can do at that point in time is put them on a watch list and say, hey, keep eyes on him, keep tabs on him.
Yeah, you can't go
might commit a crime.
Exactly.
And then that's going to, and suspicion has always been thrown out in court. Like, courts laugh, like, suspicion of a crime is not a crime. So, get fucked.
Yeah. So, and then them going.
And all that's going to do is going to make this system be thrown out basically what they did, they created the system and they're trying to make it look like it actually works. So they were harassing people in the middle of the night, trying to get them to do something stupid like defend their property in the middle of the night for you breaking and entering. Hey, he shot a police officer, he committed a crime. Well, the only reason he shot that police officer was because you broke into his home at 3 a.m.
With that though, there's no, because that wouldn't be a crime committed. That would be defending you and your property against an illegal intruder.
Right. Good luck
So
getting
because
that all up in court.
they legit have no right or reason to be on that property unless they have a warrant. But even then, what judge would issue a warrant in that?
No self-respecting judge should issue that warrant because there's no grounds to hold up that warrant. He has not committed that crime. We can't issue a warrant to go and search his property because we suspect him of committing that crime. Not he's going to commit a crime.
Mm-hmm. There's just a whole bunch of fuckery going on with that.
Yeah.
Like,
so the deputies swarmed the homes in the middle of the night, and then they were writing tickets for missing mailbox numbers and overgrown grass. And then they would come again and again and make arrests for any reason they could. So it wasn't just they were trying to find him for everything or something specific. They were just, hey, we think this guy's going to commit a crime, so we're going to find anything we can to arrest him, no matter how minuscule it may be, like, oh, his number fell off of his house, so we can't identify his house anymore. Oh, his grass is overgrown. You're going to get a fine for that. Oh, we're back. That fine wasn't paid. Okay, now we're going to arrest you.
that's definitely unconstitutional as well. That's
very much so. One of the people actually caught up in the system was a 15-year-old Rio Wojcicki, who was identified as a future crime risk for stealing motorized bicycles. So they had specific crimes that they were going to commit. Like, hey, we think he's going to steal bikes. Those were the only charges against Rio, and he had already issued. He did. So, yes, no, you're right. It was based on what crimes they had committed in the past. So he was charged for theft of motorized bicycles and then was issued juvenile probation. From September 2019 to January 2020, Pasco Sheriff's deputies went to his home 21 times. They showed up in the car at a car dealership where his mom worked, looked at him and his friends' houses, and checked his gym to see if he had signed in. Even after acknowledging him that he wasn't getting in trouble or doing anything suspicious, they continued to harass him. In another case, the report said deputies gave the mother one teenage target a $2,500 fine because she had 5 chickens in her backyard. They arrested another target's father after peering through a window in his house and noticing a 17-year-old friend of his son smoking a cigarette inside. As they make checks, deputies feed information back to the system, not just on the people they target, but on the family members, friends, and anybody else around the target. Pasco County Sheriff's Office stands behind the system, denying any of this improper and claiming the checks are basic law enforcement functions. However, the Times gathered body camera footage from the deputies who made these visits, showing officers threatening people who were doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, so Nico said in the comments, he's like, I've been stopped plenty of times just because of the police's knowledge of my record. And it was pretty much, we know who you are, what are you doing out here? Yeah, that's not right. That's
harassment.
That's harassment, yeah. Like, I kind of feel like at any time, if a cop freaking messes with you just because they know something, like, was a case at one point in time and they intentionally contact you specifically for that reason, that's harassment. Like, one time I got contacted by a cop. I actually went into 7-Eleven stuff, and there was a cop that was there for another reason, and then he came in, and I was going in and talked to my girlfriend at the time because she worked there, and I went in there and I was talking to her, and he came inside and asked for me by name, and then they brought him to me, and he was like, "Hey, I'm just here contacting you because the last time we had contact, you told me that your driver's license was suspended because of child support. I'd since gotten that fixed, but he come in trying specifically to get me for driving on a suspended because he saw me come in there driving, and the last that he knew, I'd had a suspended driver's license."
Yes, but he would have to prove that you were driving at that point in time. Him seeing you is different from actual evidence, unless he's got a video document. It's his word versus your word. Like, we saw you driving here, even if you had a suspended license. No, that wasn't me. You must have seen somebody that looked like me. Sorry.
Yep. So.
Now, I wish our next story came from Florida. I really do. Because this sounds like something that would happen to Florida man. But this happened in France. Starts with an F, but not close enough. This 80-year-old man was eating his dinner on Friday when he became annoyed at a fly that was buzzing around him. This 80-year-old man accidentally blew up part of his house while trying to chase a fly with an electric fly swatter. He picked up the electronic fly swatter and took aim as he was unaware a gas cylinder was leaking in his home in the village of Parco Chenaud in Dordogne. A reaction occurred between the SWAT and the gas, causing an explosion and part of his kitchen to blow up. The blast also damaged a section of his roof, and the house is currently uninhabitable. Somehow, the man managed to escape the catastrophe with just a burn to his hand. His family are repairing the house while he resides at a local campsite. It is unknown what happened to the fly.
So he's living in a campsite. His family's rebuilding his freaking house. Why isn't he there working on it?
Because he's 80 years old.
So, okay, he's 80 years old. I guess that makes a little more sense. So, back to the comments. Nico said, "You weren't driving during the time of the encounter." No, I wasn't driving at the time of the encounter. He just knew that my car was there. And
Mickey makes a very valid point. Unfortunately, in America, cops are just trying to generate revenue to be a dick. What? Cops try to generate revenue just to be a dick are a part of their image problem. Okay.
I'm assuming that "at" was supposed to be a "that."
Yeah. I'm gonna guess. Mickey learn English. In America, cops try and hide. They always I've seen cops hiding in trees. I've seen cops hiding in bushes, shrubs, and back holes, ditches, just to try and ticket people. I've seen speed trap after speed trap. In foreign countries, cops are bright colored cars with lights that are almost always on. Like, we want you to see us. We want you to know we're a safe venue for you. If you're in trouble, you can come talk to us. In America, it's not like that. In America, most people that see a cop, their first thought, fuck you. And then who the fuck was it? Somebody was trying to make it illegal to actually flip off police officers. And then they'll still, if you start cussing at cops, they'll get you for like belligerence or some stupid law. No, being belligerent because you're a dumbass.
Dude, there's some counties in California that have cop cars that are ghosted. So basically,
we had them in Texas for about a year, and there was such a huge complaint about it. Like, you should not be doing this. We obviously know you're trying to just generate a revenue.
Yes.
So we're banning this.
It's in Shasta County is one of the counties I know of, because I'm pretty sure in California, police cars have to be marked. They legally have to be marked. So the way they get around it is, I saw it with
they put that reflective tape on it.
Yep. Well, yeah. It's not even reflective tape. What it is they've got Tahoes and Suburbans, and they're painted straight black. And then what they did is they put matte colored, basically the same color as the body. Marking. So it says sheriff on the side of it, but you can't see it unless you're right on top of it.
Yeah,
so the car's marked, but it's basically invisible.
They tried to do that with us, and how they were trying to get around it was they put it was a white car, but it was like a white reflective tape. So unless there was a light like shining directly on that side, you couldn't tell it was a cop car.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to walk up to it, and by the time you're saying it, it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. So Nico,
I think they
Nico,
actually sued for entrapment. I think that's why it got banned.
it's a shady practice too, because it's like you think it's just a normal car, and and it's not marked, but it is marked. It's just a way around things. It's stupid. But Nico said, I blow the back of my trailer out every Tuesday because there's a moth flying in my face.
Making fun of the fly.
What are you doing, Cat?
Tell me about it. Nope.
Okay, dude, I'm busy.
Now, some of us are hefty bastards. Me and Athen are two of them.
Right?
Well, I'm hopefully not this hefty, because this Chinese man, Big Belly, saved him from falling down a well. And he looked pissed. God, I wish I would have gotten this off too.
Buddha style.
Oh, yeah. Wish I would have gotten this off Carl so we could have gotten the photo posted. Because he don't look happy. He's not a very, he's an overweight Chinese man found his big belly to be a lifesaver after he got wedged in a well and stopped him from falling down, according to officials. The 28-year-old, identified as Lou, got trapped in his family's well after breaking through the wood. So his weight saved him, but screwed him.
He does look a little grumpy in that there picture. It's not a very big well, though, so.
No, it's not. But, I mean, he was fat and broke the well cover and then got wedged into the well. So.
But you got to think about it. That's like a oh, thank God moment. Like, you're standing on top of it, and you just feel the floor beneath you, and you're just like, oh, fuck. And then you stop, and you're like, oh thank God.
Fuck. No, that's one oh fuck to another oh fuck. You know it is. Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck.
Shit.
Yeah, it's not oh fuck. It goes from oh fuck to ah fuck. That's what it is. That's it, right there.
And my phone's in my pocket.
Damn it! Insult to injury right there.
Right.
An official from the official fire service video clip shared on social media showed rescuers arriving last Friday as the shirtless man patiently waited with his arms crossed. He remained that way as gobsmacked locals watched as a team of 5 firefighters tie a rope around his waist to finally heave him out. The fire service estimated he weighs in at 500 pounds.
Damn.
Although the Sun cited that he weighs closer to 300 pounds.
Looking at him, I would say 300 seems a bit more reasonable because he doesn't quite look like a 500-pound dude.
No, he doesn't. So, but either way, the force said he only survived because he was, and I quote, too fat to fall down the well.
Well, that makes sense. So, and that webpage has got a video of it for y'all if you want to go check that out. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I saw a story on Facebook yesterday, I think it was. This is like kind of a little bit not as lighthearted of a story, but apparently some years ago, it wasn't too long ago, like maybe like 5 years ago or something like that, and I want to say it was Wisconsin or Iowa, something like that. But there was a dude going caving, and apparently when he was going through the cave, he ended up getting stuck inside one of the areas in the cave, and apparently he was stuck upside down for some reason. I'm not really sure why he would be going down.
It was some weird cave name. It sounded like a dessert. He got wedged upside down and it was getting fed through a leg tube.
Mm-hmm.
And wound up dying from, I think it was a heart attack.
Yep. It said suffocation and cardiac failure.
Yeah.
So, what happened to our pictures?
Carl's probably doing stuff in the background.
That's a benefit of having a beer gut. Your liver hates you, but your gut saves your life. Your liver doesn't love you. Beer loves you. Keep your loyalty to beer.
That
This
would
would
be
be
the only time you could say to a fat guy falling down a hole, try and you might not die there, fat boy.
okay. So it looks like he's showing the webpage there.
Okay. He's showing the photo of the fat boy.
I think so.
You gotta be pretty big.
So, but yeah. Oh, hi. Do, 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 do. So Cameron.
Athen, shut up. So we all know Australia is another weird one. Apparently, emus have been banned for bad behavior in a hotel in the outback.
Jesus.
Two emu siblings, Kevin and Carol, are now banned from a hotel in a tiny town in Australia's vast outback. Raised by an animal rescuer, the birds are usually a friendly and wide-eyed source of entertainment. But the emus learned to climb the stairs. The new skill gave the birds access to the pub of the Yaraka Hotel in Queensland. Once inside, they unleashed a long-legged brand of chaos. They snatched toast and french fries from customers. One of the birds even went behind the bar. A stern response was required. Emus have been banned from this establishment for bad behavior, and a sign now posted at the stairs leading to the hotel's pub. The message asks any human visitors to replace the emu barrier when they enter. We put the sign up, but we're not quite sure whether they're able to read it or not. So we've had to put a barrier across as well, says the hotel co-owner Gary Gimblett. The emus have been popular with visitors. They've learned that posing for a photo often means a reward of a quick snack, said Gimblett, who owns the hotel with her husband Chris. The interesting thing is when people are making toast in the annex, a head comes across, takes the toast, and gobbles it as it pops up. It's not safe to get between an emu and food. They have a sharp, strong beak, and their long neck can suck up food like a high-powered vacuum cleaner. Another concern, if the emus are startled, the large birds would likely run fast when they're frightened. The animals have a tendency to do so. A forward sprint whilst looking behind them at the source of their fright and haven't helped people and objects that happen to be in their blind forward run. Despite the birds' transgressions, Gimblett said he's glad Kevin and Carol have stuck around. Two survivors of a nest full of eggs that were found abandoned. All their brothers and sisters have since moved on. The pair have endeared themselves to the locals and visitors alike. Until recently, the emus have been kept at bay by cordons that were erected around the back of the hotel. Then the birds worked out how to use the 3 stairs leading up to the pub's patio. We didn't think they could climb. The animals have made several cameos in the segment, lunging in front of the camera to grab a piece of bread. Now, Gimblett said she's hoping the birds won't figure out how to maneuver limbo style under the rope and up the stairs. Crowding isn't normally a problem at the pub. After all, Yaraka has a population of fewer than 20 people. But as is often with the case with wild animals, there are other issues. If they had control of the bowels, the emus would be welcome inside. They're tad incontinent. Byron agreed. Even with the chance of foul behavior, Uraka's emus have generating interest online from people who they've said visit the outback town. Many also said that they're thankful for the avian comic relief.
So Australia's been having a rough time with those emus. It sounds like because wasn't it? Yeah, it was Australia that it was quite a long time ago, but they actually went to war with emus for a period of time. Yeah, and lost, and then but yeah, that's kind of funny. And then Nico said down in the comments, he said, "Yeah, well, emus are always known for their cringy behavior." Oh wait, that was 2004 emos. My bad. It's not a phase; it's who they are.
Oh my God, Nico. Well, here's another wiry little animal. A sly fox steals over 100 shoes in Berlin, and he's not the first.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Why did the fox steal my shoe sounds like the start of a brain-teasing riddle or an annoyingly viral song. But for people in Berlin, it is an existential question spurred by the knowledge that a local fox was the culprit behind the string of shoe thefts. About 2 weeks ago, Christian Meyer, a resident of Berlin's Zellendorf neighborhood, noticed that one of his new and expensive running shoes had disappeared from his porch, and then he decided to investigate his theft. Meyer quickly learned that he was not the only victim of these thefts, and a tip helped him catch the fox bandit red-handed with 2 blue flip-flops in its mouth.
Hmm.
Days later, Meyer spotted the fox again. He followed it into the thicket, where Meyer crawled around for close to an hour. There, he discovered a fox's secret stash of over 100 shoes, most of them gnawed on just a little. Meyer captured a photo of the thieving fox and its ill-gotten stash, which taggles speak. I don't know. The shoe pile contained sneakers, clogs, sandals, and slippers in a range of colors, shapes, and sizes, though most were numerous shoes. By far were Crocs.
Mm-hmm. Crocs, huh?
Crocs.
That's funny.
Well, it is 6:00. Carl, if you would be so kind, it's time for our OSHA violation of the day. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of OSHA violations. Now, Athen hasn't been able to see this photo yet, so we get to see a real-time reaction for it.
Yeah, that is. That is definitely a I'm trying to get shit done.
You can't pay me enough to do that one. I'm just going.
That's just like you're. I'm not so worried about the electrocution hazard because that's kind of slim.
I mean, he can get electrocuted. That's true. His fall's going to be broken by the water.
Yeah, I mean, if he does go to fall and he reaches out, to grab something, and it happens to be one of those lines, that could lead to electrocution. But
and if that one breaks and goes into that water,
yeah. But here's the thing. But those booms only go out like so far because that's their limit to where they can go as far as leverage.
But you can it's up one, it's low, so they're purposefully doing it with the ladder instead of just saying, hey, we're gonna call up and get another boom lift out here real quick.
Get a bigger boom lift, yeah. So like they're out past the fulcrum point of that boom lift on there, so that's gotta be, risking the freaking truck tipping.
No. There's not really a point where it'll tip unless you really rock it a lot. So that's not the biggest concern. The biggest concern is just this dude did not get told, bet you won't do that shit again when he was a kid. And he just wants to go home. You're pulling on my cable, buddy. He just wants to go home. So
he's just getting the job done. So we got over here in the comments, WO Entertainment says, Osayo, sup gents, and Nico Maholnub says, as a native Canadian, I can absolutely confirm that's what someone in Quebec would do. Quebec. I think it's Quebec.
Whatever. So the violations we currently have is, one, they're not utilizing a truck in the appropriate manner. They did not get a bigger truck. He's on the very top rung of the ladder. Mm-hmm. Not seeing a lot of safety equipment on this guy.
Yeah, like that. I would not want to be standing on the ladder like that. Generally, myself, like
they're not utilizing the 4-to-1 ratio for the ladder. Technically, that's a violation. Stupid one, but I mean, you're not going to the bottom 4 feet, 3 feet of that ladder are in a bucket, so I don't see that tilting very, very easily forward. But if it goes sideways, he's going sideways quick.
Well, if it goes sideways, that ladder's going to tip out and come to the. It'll probably get pinned inside there. But like I said, that's what it's already out past the fulcrum point of the truck. If that slips and that ladder comes tipping, and his weight's on it, that could pull the truck over too.
It can. It has that potential.
You're putting it.
I'm assuming Richie's asking where Shay's at. Shay is injured right now. She is bedridden, so she will hopefully be back next week. Hopefully, like we said last week, she's making me a liar. Fucker.
She was in the comments earlier though.
Yep, she was here for a little bit.
So, but what I'm saying with that, because if that ladder does slip and fall over, as the bottom of the ladder comes and hits the back of that bucket, is creating another lever and another leverage point that's going to put even more torque on that fulcrum. That truck is going over.
Oh, yeah. So, gentlemen, how desperate are you to get your job done? Because I'm not that desperate. I don't get paid enough money because he had to ride. He had to ride up near electrical lines, holding that ladder.
That's clearly a fiberglass ladder, though.
Right, there's still aluminum grommets on that, and aluminum can attract electricity. It's not the worst metal you can have. It just has the potential to do so. Especially with those currents. Now, it's not. It's again fiberglass. It's really not going to be too much of a problem, but with how close that boom is, if the aluminum does attract a current and it does decide to go down the path of least resistance, which in this case would be to the boom, he's going to have a bad day. So he had to hold that ladder all the way up, and that ladder looks like it's about 3 times his size. So if a strong wind is going to take him and that ladder with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he got there, he had to place the ladder and then climb that ladder. And instead of raising it up a little more so he could at least be on, a lower rung, he decided, I'm going to ride the top rung because that boom is angled down. But again, it's just easier to go get a bigger lift. It's safer. I guarantee whoever took this photo probably got fired along with the guy up there right now.
Well, it's either someone on the work site, working with them, taking a picture, but of it saying, look at this dumbass, or it could just be a passerby being like, what the fuck is this shit? Taking a picture so they can turn it in. So, but as far as I know, typically on the boom trucks and in this kind of stuff, they only have one person. It's a one-person team. So
it's possible he did this himself, all by himself.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And then someone else just came by and took the picture of him.
That makes this all the better because if something were to have gone wrong, who knows when something would have gotten help? Help could have arrived.
Right. So, Nico said down there, I'm desperate enough to get the job done that I joined WO Entertainment. Please don't hurt me. I get paid to make jokes.
You're getting paid? Where's my money, Nico? This is bullshit. All right. Thank you, Carl. You may take that photo down now, please, and thank you. Now, back into our stories.
Back into the stories.
Oregon police remind residents don't call 911 if you run out of toilet paper.
And now for the rest of the stories. Don't call 911 if you run out of toilet paper. The fuck?
Don't call 911 if you run out of toilet paper. Apparently, they have to make this statement because enough people in Oregon are having. Oh, boy. Yeah, buddy. Excuse me. The coronavirus has not been kind to the supplies of toilet paper. Along with the obvious items such as hand sanitizer and other disinfectants, the roll of tissue have been increasingly hard to find at local markets as people stock up to hunker down during the global pandemic. But please, for God's sakes, don't panic if you run out. That, at least, is the earnest request of the police department in Newport, Oregon. It's hard to believe that we even have to post this. Do not call 911 just because you ran out of toilet paper. The department told residents in a reminder posted to Facebook during the weekend. You will survive without our assistance. Store shelves may not be flush with the 2-ply right now exactly, but police warn that whenever folks may think they cannot assist with this particular need. Instead, they helpfully offered some alternatives gleaned from the annals of human history and provides instruments such as dried corn cobs and pages torn from old magazines. My recommendation is get a shower head that has the hose on it. You can pull off, get out there real well, blast them booty boogers out.
Right, them booty boogers.
Don't call the cops because you ain't got shit paper.
So in the comments down there, Mickey said, Athens, send the story to Justin Keeney. He's becoming forgetful in his old age. I don't think J-Dub's that old. In fact, I think I might be right about the same age as him. He might be a couple years older than me. Huh?
Until Chey got here, I was the youngest fuck in VRS and WoW, so y'all are all a bunch of old fucks.
And Nico said, I got a full roll for $59.99. What's up?
Yeah, and I got ammo, $24.99 per round.
Cameron Bates said annals.
Anal G6.
Cameron wants to make homemade bidet. Nice.
Yeah. Hey, man, I got one of them hoses, and if I ever have to run out of toilet paper, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in there and blast out them booty boogers.
You just strap the hose on the edge of the toilet. You know, you can get one of those like public bathroom toilet seats. It's got the split in the front. You know, the ones that are shaped like a horseshoe.
Yeah.
And then you just like strap your shower hose right there on the front end of the toilet, dude, and just.
I would work. Hey, man, I would work. Blow it out real quick. Get an old towel you have no respect for anymore. Make sure you're clean down there and call it good. Hey, man, gotta do what you gotta do. It's a pandemic.
Right.
Even though technically Obama had a pandemic and had a higher death rate because even the WHO has come forward and changed their death toll numbers from over 100,000 to 10,000. Meanwhile, Obama had 60,000 during his presidency, and still we did not do shit this stupid. This is the biggest joke.
So you're not supposed to call 911, but what about the non-emergency line? What are you doing, Kat?
That's a good question. I mean, you could.
I mean,
it's not an emergency. It's a question. You're public servants. You're supposed to help me. I need toilet paper. Stat. We had DoorDash. Now it's time for Booty Dash.
Y'all can't see my my cat because he's black and my backdrop is black. So my green screen thing, if you will, is based on a black background. My cat's all up here getting all up in my face, climbing up on my back, sitting on my head.
Keep wondering why your arm was moving around. So, next time you're in trouble, guys, call Booty Dash. We'll bring a fresh roll of toilet paper straight to your bathroom. Don't worry how we got in.
Ego said, I was homeless before I sacrificed several socks. Just saying. I'm not. I don't get that one. Okay. I was homeless before. I sacrificed several socks. Just saying. Got it. Okay. I didn't read the period.
Damn it, Gunny. Shut the hell up. Now, Missouri, so we all know these televangelists are corrupt, quack assholes, and several of them have been caught basically going to damning their souls. This one's getting sued for fake coronavirus cure. Televangelist Jim Baker held up blue and silver bottle, gazing intently at the label as he questioned the woman sitting next to him. This influenza that is now circling the globe, Baker said on February 12th during the broadcast of the Jim Baker show. You're saying that silver solution would be effective. His guest, the so-called natural health expert Cheryl Selman, falsely implied that the liquid would likely be effective, The coronavirus, impacting over 120,000 people worldwide, does not yet have a treatment or cure. Well, let's say this hasn't been tested on this strain of coronavirus, but it has been tested on other strains of the coronavirus and has been eliminated within 12 hours, Selman said. And totally eliminating it kills it. Okay, so a woman is getting sued.
Mm-hmm.
Silver solution has been proven by the government that it has the ability to kill every pathogen it has ever been tested on, including SARS and HIV, Selman continued. For 4-ounce bottle, could be yours, on a message on the screen said, for just $80. Selling a fake treatment of the COVID-19 disease violates state and federal law. On Tuesday, the state of Missouri filed a lawsuit against Baker and his production company for to stop them from advertising or selling Silver Solution and its related products.
So here's where I'm. So was this one of those televangelical things? The Bob
Yes.
Baker show? That's okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, I mean, yes, they are pushing snake oil to an extent, and I can see, the desire to sue, but then at the same point, Silver Solution is like generally a pretty good antiseptic type thing. It's silver's got antimicrobial properties, just like copper and brass and gold. They all have antimicrobial properties, and they will kill most any type of bad stuff that comes in contact with it, right? So, like, for instance, one method for like when you're making moonshine or wine, if your moonshine or wine ends up getting like a sulfur smell to it, because that'll happen sometimes in the fermentation process, doesn't really impart too much of a taste, but it has a smell. All you have to do is run your wine or your moonshine through a copper line, and that'll go and neutralize the sulfites that are in it, because of the properties of copper and brass and gold and silver and all that stuff. However, at the same time, brass contains lead, so you do not want to use brass fittings on any type of like winemaking or moonshine.
Anything you're going to ingest. Ladies and gentlemen, the more you know.
Ding, ding, ding. So Nico Molinov right there said, was just clarifying it for me. I wiped my ass with my socks, Athen. I came to that conclusion on my own there, but thank you, Nico.
Speaking of coronavirus, this Florida man, yes, we've got more. This Florida man wanted to remind beachgoers that the coronavirus is real by dressing up as a Grim Reaper and harassing beachgoers. That's it. Yep. So this dude dressed up as a Grim Reaper, walked around the beach, and just tried to scare people saying, coronavirus. Shut the fuck up.
If your shine smells like sulfur, you need to put your car radiator back in the damn car.
Now, how far would some of y'all go to disappear from this world? This man went the whole way. New York man faked his death to avoid jail, but a typo gave him away. Long Island criminal defendant tried to fake his death to avoid a jail sentence, but the phony death certificate his lawyer submitted had a glaring spelling error. A Long Island criminal defendant tried faking his death to avoid a jail sentence, but the phony death certificate had a spelling error. Robert Berger, 25, of Huntington, New York, now faces up to 4 years in prison if convicted of the alleged scheme. That's in addition to the pending sentence he has earlier for guilty pleas and charges of possession of a stolen Lexus and attempted grand larceny of a truck. It will never cease to amaze me the lengths some people will go to avoid being held accountable on criminal charges, Nassau County District Attorney Madeline Singas said in a telephone interview. Arraigned by video Tuesday morning because of the coronavirus pandemic, Berger pleaded not guilty to a single count of offering a false instrument for filing a judge set bail at $1, but ordered Berger back to jail because of his underlying cases. His next court date was July 29th. Message-seeking comment was left with a public defender who took over Berger's case after the lawyer who submitted the suspicious death certificate claimed he'd been used as a pawn and had nothing to do with the alleged shenanigans. Scheduled to be sentenced to a year in jail last October, on theft-related charges, Berger fled the state while taking steps to convince his then lawyer, prosecutors, and the judge that he had killed himself, including allegedly using his fiancée to pass along a bogus death certificate. At first glance, Berger's purported death certificate looked like an official document issued by the New Jersey's Department of Health, Vital Statistics, and Registry. But there was one problem. Registry was spelled Regsitry. God, terrible spelling. So Regsitry is how he spelled it. There was also inconsistencies in the font type and style that had raised suspicion. The real New Jersey Department of Health Vital that place confirmed his death certificate was a fake. Berger was alive, but not entirely well. While supposedly dead, he'd been arrested in suburban Philadelphia on charges including allegations he provided a false identity to law enforcement and stole from a Catholic college. He was sentenced in January to a year in jail, according to the Pennsylvania court records. Berger's case was reminiscent of one 6 years ago in which former Coast Guard petty officer turned shoe salesman posed as former military lawyer soliciting clients and appearing in court. That man, Kenneth Goldstein, was outed as a fraud when he started rambling in an unlawyer-like fashion in a Long Island courtroom. You're going to get caught, Singa said. We say it all the time. Crime doesn't pay. Well, technically, crime does pay. Crime has to pay a lot of money.
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, yeah, because if you're a criminal who tends to get away with it and you're good at it, yeah, you can make some pretty good paydays on it.
True.
And then the jail system and, all that stuff, there's some money made in it too.
Exactly. Now, on that, I've only got one major news story for us this week, and this is our last story for the week. So, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to run short again a little bit today. Hopefully, again next week, Chey Perkins will be back.
Let's not forget to mention that Friday was September 11th.
Yep, and it was not remembered like it should have been. It was kind of disgraceful how some people acted this past 9/11. We'd also like to thank World Radio Show for bringing us aboard. Don't forget, November 6th and 7th, we have the Warrior Fest event coming up. 8 days prior, so Halloween evening, we're going to be starting a world record attempt for the longest live stream consecutively. So be sure to follow us and check us out on Halloween and continuing on. Oh, by the way, Athen, we're going to be trying to do a Halloween special. Well, I am anyways. I think it's Tuesday.
Is Halloween on Sunday?
Well, I'm saying the 31st is when we start. I'm putting at least myself forward for doing a show that day.
Okay.
I think it was a Tuesday, unfortunately. But on that, let's get into our last story for the day. Yes, guys, I remembered Warrior Fest and the event. I remember to shout them out. I'm getting better at that, fuckers. Candace Owen, coronavirus is the greatest rigging of an American election that has ever taken place. Now we've all seen they're trying to do mail-in ballots. We've had ow, damn it, Gunny. We've already seen that several mail delivery individuals have been caught on photo. Ow, get your butthole out of my face! Damn it. I'm going to start having to put him in the kennel during the shows.
All right, dude, go.
where was I? Oh, several. So on the mail-in ballots, they're supposed to be to where you can't differentiate between them. However, if you look on the back of them, there's a serial number, and there's a letter in that serial number that's either R or D, and that's the only letter in that entire number, which is IDing that this person leans Republican or this person leans Democrat. With that, there has been, I know of 3 photos that have been submitted of mail carriers disposing of mail-in ballots, and they're trying to claim that mail-in ballots aren't tamperable. That they should be able to hold up in court or hold up in the election. So they're not perfect. So we need to honestly, you need to get in and go and vote. Candace Owens said Tuesday, "We are all unwitting participants in the greatest rigging of an election ever." Conservative commenter Candace Owens said on Tuesday, "Coronavirus is the greatest rigging of an election, American election, that has ever taken place," and we all, good Lord, they fucking posted it twice. Owens argued that the left is using the pandemic to hide both their true policies and the presidential candidate while preventing President Donald Trump from holding campaign events to tout his policies. In addition, the left using the coronavirus to push for mail-in voting, which allows for tons of rigging, Owens said. "This is the greatest rigging of an American election that we are all playing a part of right now. We don't see the candidates, right? The candidates are not allowed to travel. They can't talk about their policies. Who knows? They're already saying now that at the New York Times that there might not even be a debate." Well, the reason they don't want a debate is because Biden has been caught using a teleprompter and reading from a teleprompter on several of his photos. One of the photos, they had a glass reflection off a painting or a photograph, whatever. He held something up and you could see lettering and wording he was reading from. So him debating Trump would be honestly hilarious because I don't think that man can form a coherent sentence. The left is completely hiding their campaign. That is their strategy. "We're going to hide Joe Biden so that you never have to meet him." Exactly. They don't want them to meet because he's already admitted, "I don't work for you," to the, what was it, oil well worker, the guy he screamed AR-14 at.
I don't know. I don't really pay a lot of attention to politics.
Yeah, okay. So he screamed that "I don't work for you" when he's trying to be a public servant. Obviously, he's not a public servant. He's all selfish and narcissistic and senile as all shit. Then you have them talking about mail-in voting, which we know is corrupt. We know it's corruptible, and we know that it allows for tons of rigging. Another way the left is trying to rig the election is by shutting down the U.S. economy, thus making Americans dependent on socialist policies. Now they've crashed the economy and forced a ton of people that maybe would have considered some conservative voting if they had their job and their lives together. Well, now they're relying on the left socialist system, relying on a stimulus check, which Nancy Pelosi has been fucking preventing. The only reason, if you're trying to put in anything else into a stimulus bill, you're not for the people. And I don't know how long it's going to take people to realize that she's throwing these bullshit laws she wants in to stimulus bills, and she's trying to make the Republicans look like they're the ones that are the problem, but she's actually throwing shit like they want us to pay for abortions, gun laws, and all this other crap that they're trying to have in there. And they're not allowed to work, right? So this naturally puts them out of the category of voting that they maybe would have been if things were normal. So So we know it's. I know it's corrupt. I know shit's going on. I know there's a group that I'm in, trying to get 1 million people together for this that know this is all wrong. Honestly, November is going to be probably one of the worst months in history, depending on how the election goes, because they've already caught Biden. Basically, if he wins, he's going to step down, and Kamala Harris is going to become the president of the United States. We know he loves to diddle, diddle, diddle. Here comes the pickle. Many people are hiding their children from Biden when they go to meet him, just because they know something's not right up there. Something's definitely not right up there. But
so yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't. Damn cat! I don't pay a lot of attention to politics. So and I'm getting attacked from behind by a cat.
But
can you stop?
That's what it is. Ain't much we can do yet until more people wake up. God damn, it's getting dark out there. It's gonna rain. But on that, anything else to add, Athen?
Not really. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about politics. I didn't really think Joe Biden had very much of a chance of winning, but
no. I mean, thousands of ballots have already been thrown away, but be sure you go out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
Do your research, look into things. Don't take everything at face value. Make sure you actually look into it. That's why, and we've covered that multiple times. A lot of people see an article on Facebook, read the headline, and they run with it. And what it really was, that was to catch your attention, to get you to kind of read. I did, and I did a social experiment on some of you and a lot of our followers on 1700 somewhere. I posted an article that was from 2002, 2007, something. It was old. And it was talking with everybody destroying statues and everything. There was an article where they were digging up
bones,
Union soldiers, and destroying graves, when really I think they were just trying to actually put them in a real grave and honor these soldiers. But everybody that read the article, except for I had one person, I think it was Mickey, that actually caught it. I can't remember. It was a while ago, but we had one person actually catch it, read the article, and called me out on it finally, saying this article's old. But it took, out of the dozens of people that had actually commented on it, only one person actually caught it. So when you see something posted, especially to Facebook and social media, read into it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just let it be there. I mean, we're smarter, or we're supposed to be smarter than this, guys. I know most of us were enlisted, but don't make us look bad. We're not all Marines.
We also, as the reporters and all that stuff, people, the people go to for their information, we should try to verify more often that our stories are, relevant.
Yeah.
So,
but as always, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming out. Again, look forward to Warrior Fest 2020. Look forward to World Record Attempt October 31st through November 6th, 6th and 7th. Even though Guinness wants to charge us $12,000 if we actually win it. I got nothing else. Athen?
Guinness charges?
Yeah, apparently Guinness wants to charge. If we do get the world record, they want to charge us $12,000 to present Woe Radio the award.
That's
it's retarded. I don't know. But Carl, thank you for being our tech guy once again. We appreciate it. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we do love having y'all come out, checking out our show. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Woe Entertainment on Facebook. It's 1700 somewhere. check out what show do we have coming up next? There's one after us. I think it's I don't know. Carl, if you can get that posted for them, that would be appreciated. No, Carl left.
No, Carl's here.
Oh, Carl.
Yeah, the Reverend Sean Whittington's Paranormal Mysteries will be on at 7 o'clock.
Yep. Be sure to check that out. Coming up next. On that, hopefully we will see Chey Perkins back with us next weekend on It's 1700 somewhere in World Radio. On that note, he's Athen. I'm Cameron, and it's 1700 somewhere.